to Agile Strength Coaching. Today I'm going to show you how to do the ultimate gym girl, most popular, hyped up exercise ever, and that is the hip thrust. Okay, now, how to set up the hip thrust. You need a couple of things. A bench. Now let me tell you something, the gym bros don't like it when you take the bench to do hip thrusts. If you're getting bad vibes, ignore and do your hip thrusts. You have every right to own the space in the gym, as they say. So you need a barbell, you need a bench, and you need some plates so that it's actually a little bit heavy. And lastly, you need a barbell pad. Do not attempt to do hip thrusts without a barbell pad. You'll really hurt and bruise your legs, and then you will not enjoy the lift. So you want to grab the barbell pad and just put it in the middle. You've loaded your bar with light weights to start with if you've never done this lift before. And then you're going to want to sit yourself down in front of the bench, and you're going to get your legs in front of you, and you're going to do this little wiggly thing. You're going to wiggle the bar around until it's in the middle. It's really important to get this in the middle, otherwise you'll really struggle. So this is in the middle. Get your hands also in the middle, and you're going to want to feel the bench digging into your upper back slightly, and then you're going to want to hoist yourself against the bench with your elbows like this and bring your feet in. Now, people don't know where to bring their feet, so I'm going to show you a little trick. Where are your knees? Find your knees. Find your knees, put your finger where your knee is, or visualize where your knee is, and you're going to bring your feet roughly to that point. That will make sure that you are activating your glutes, which is the intended purpose of this lift. So finger to knees, bring in. That will create the perfect distance for your hip thrust, I promise you. Elbows up and lift. So we're in this position. We have hopefully a perpendicular position to the ground. So I'm going to mess this up just to show you what happens. Feet too far out will not activate your glutes sufficiently. Feet too far in will make it ridiculously hard. That is why you need to have the right distance. And you're going to start lower down here, resting on the bench, chin tucked in. You're not looking up, you're not looking around. Chin tucked in is really important. And you're going to drive up. And what helps me is to scoop in as I lift up. So I really get the most out of using my glutes for this lift. Chin tucked in, looking straight ahead, scoop up. So we're not rocking like this, we're locking out. At the top, you need to lock out. I see a lot of ego lifting with hip thrusts where people are doing this with hundreds of kilos, and that's just rubbish. You need to go all the way to the top, locking out. Even if it means you have to reduce the weight, do it properly. Lock and down, chin tucked in and down, and lock. When you're done, drop the bar to the floor. Make sure you use the big plates. That is how you do a hip thrust. Then you roll it away and you sit on the bench and you just rest. That's my hip thrust tutorial. I'm going to move on to doing the same lift on a glute drive machine, which is very similar, and it's up to you which one you prefer. So let's head over to the hip thrust machine. Your gym may or may not have one of these. They're becoming increasingly popular, and to be honest, I just find it just saves you the setup of a hip thrust with the barbell. So the machines might be slightly different. You normally have a belt that looks like this, and then you just clip in as tight as possible. Your plate will be loaded on the side. As I always recommend, if this is a brand new lift for you, start it without any weights. So you're going to want to get your feet on to the plates, making sure they're in the middle, and exactly like a barbell hip thrust, you need to lock out the movement at the top. No half repping all the way up. Chin tucked in, just like a barbell hip thrust. Lock out, and there you go. You normally will have a mechanism. You might have a mechanism to lock the machine. If not, you just drop it down. And that is your glute builder or your machine hip thrust. I hope you enjoyed the tutorial. Let me know if you have any more questions about how to do a hip thrust, and I'll see you in the next video.